Muffy Clark Gill here, and we're just waiting a couple minutes to see if we have some more people before I get started with my live art show. And I have my honorable assistant, Mr. Gill, here holding the camera and assisting me in the camera work. So I just wanted to let everybody know we're here this afternoon in my studio in Naples, Florida. And it's a cute little house that I call the Funky Flamingo Studio, after the name of my art business. And I've done a lot of traveling, a lot of painting, and all different kinds of work over the years. And during the pandemic, I thought, let's just try something a little bit different. So, I just want to go along and say welcome to my show today. I'm going to be featuring 3 special art pieces that are available for you at exclusive pricing just for viewers like you today. And we're going to have some fun getting behind each image, and I'll talk about them. And I know you'll want to hear about my inspiration and my stories about the pieces. And I just, I think we're going to wait a little bit more, just another second. But
Michelle Lasker joined.
Oh, hi Michelle. It's good to see you. Long time no hear. How's Tulsa? And I just want to show you that I'll be reading the chat throughout the show, as you've already seen, and mention to you that every day today is currently very limited. Normally, I work in the art form known as batik, which is wax and dye resist painting, but this summer and spring, I was interested in trying some new things while I was at home here in the studio, so I started creating some very contemporary different paintings from what I usually do. And if you see something here that you like, I have a link in my Instagram bio that you can click on and go to that piece and then say, it'll show you the painting, the title, the price, and a link that you can click on it so you can purchase it. And I am going to be doing free shipping for each of these 3 pieces. And I'm going to talk about each one a little bit, and then we'll get started. So, and I also want to mention too that I will be creating for each one of these paintings a certificate of authenticity. So you know that I've signed it and it's my work, because as I said, I don't do these very often. So let's get started. I'm going to do number 1. And to do this, I have to pick these up very carefully. So put my gloves on. First one we're doing here is called Mangroves, and it's Mr. Gill's holding this up, and I'm going to hold this up.
Get back a little bit. All right, there we go. I guess we can get it all in. There we go.
Okay, and I live near the coast in Florida, and Florida is ringed by mangroves. And while I'm talk about this for a second, let me just hang it up here. I think we can see it again. That a little bit better. And I wanted to talk about this because a friend of mine who was an abstract contemporary artist got me interested in using a combination of latex paint, house paint, polyurethane, pencils, alcohol, water, some spray bottles, like this. Okay. And in the process, I laid this painting down flat on my work table and started spraying it. Remember how if some of you were growing up, you'd go to the fair and you'd say, let me try the spin art. Well, this is kind of like that, but a little bit different. So in this process, I was letting the paint drip down, and I had done a core underpainting of this green, which I really found was nice and soothing. And I wanted to punctuate it a little bit with some darker colors that were similar but different. So I went back in and started looking at how things were running. And I noticed that they were reminding me of mangroves. And the native Calusa and the Native Americans call these trees the walking trees. And when I walk the greenway here in Naples every week, I see these trees alongside the walkway, and they've become like old friends. And We have several different kinds. We have red, we have black mangroves, we have buttonwoods, which are another type of mangrove. And I just thought I liked the results, that it looked like mangrove trees, so that's why I'm calling this one Mangroves. And again, let's look at the back here. You can see it's on gallery wrapped canvas. It's a heavy duty piece. It's good and sturdy. It's ready to hang. Look at the edges, they're all nicely finished. And of course you can see some of my creativity on top, because this tells you how unusual it is, and you can see how it runs along. And then, yeah, you can see how down here I've signed the painting, and each one of my pieces I always sign. And with this particular series, I will sign the front if requested. I usually, it's something a little different for me. I don't necessarily sign the front, but it is signed on the back. But if the purchaser would like me to sign the front, I'll be happy to do that too. And I'm gonna put this down for a second. And, you know, I will be offering on the website after this sale for $950. But today, I'm going to be offering it for $775. So you get an exclusive chance to find a one-of-a-kind piece of artwork like this done by me. And I've had over, I've been doing art since I was 4 years old. And my mother encouraged me early on and helped me with art lessons all through grade school. So you're getting my many years of experience as part of the price you're paying for this one-of-a-kind work of art. So this is painting number 1, and it's called Mangroves. So I'm going to put this one down, and we're going to go to the next painting. Now this is the biggie. And this one I'm calling Cypress. And when I was experimenting with these paints, can you see it all in one piece?
I'm getting reflection. Okay,
Yeah,
so
here we go.
yeah. Well, it's getting it all, but I can't turn it horizontal.
Okay, no, but you can. Why don't you pan from left to right? You can see it a little bit better.
I'm trying to get glare.
Yeah. Well, we can
Okay.
try turning off that light. Do you think that would help? The side light?
Tilt it down. No, the other way. That way.
Okay.
Yeah, there we go.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay, yeah.
Okay.
Wait a minute. No, tilt it down. All right. Yeah.
All right. So as he's panning across here, so you can see this a little more closely. This again is another one-of-a-kind painting. It's canvas that's been stretched and gallery wrapped and ready for framing. If you want to frame it, or if you want to hang it as is, you can see how I've signed and done the back of it, and it's a good sturdy wire, so you could either hang it this way or take it to your favorite framer and have it framed. And when I was between my junior and senior year of college, I was fortunate enough to do an art study tour in Italy. And I was learning about Renaissance art, and as I traveled the countryside, I would see a lot of landscape where cypress trees were going. And as I was working with this, I actually hung this piece outside on the outside wall of the studio while I was spraying part of it. Then I brought it back in here, and I turned it upside down like this, and let it run down. And I liked what was happening with it, so after I let it dry, I turned it back upside again. And the effect, I thought, really reminded me of cypress trees in a cypress forest. So that is, and I wanted to do it in some neutral colors. Actually, these colors are the same colors in my studio. And I just thought a little bit of contrast here. And the white from the alcohol and the water being sprayed on it. So you can see, again, this will come with a certificate of authenticity. I will pay for the shipping to ship it to your door as long as you're in the United States. If it's going to be international or Canada, we'll discuss the difference on it and help you out. And let me mention this one. Let me tell you here, I just have to check my prices here. So I'm going to be putting this one on the website for $1,100, but you can take advantage of my special pricing today, and I will sell it for $850. So again, if you're interested, please click on the link in my bio, on my Instagram bio, and it'll take you directly to the page where you can find the painting, the description, see how it looks on the wall, and it'll take care of your payment right there. So this is Cypress. So now we're going to go on the next one, but I'm going to take a quickie to show you. This is a study, and I know it looks a little weird, but this is a study that I'm doing before I add polyurethane and more colors to it to give it more depth. But I wanted to start off with something dark as a background and then build up on it and layer it. So this is only a piece in process, but I just thought it'd be kind of fun to get an idea of where my thought process is on this. And again, this is some navy blue, indigo, and you'll see today the theme is primarily indigo, because a year ago I was fortunate enough to go on an art study trip to Japan and study indigo dyeing, working with natural indigo leaves and dyeing in pots and sewing and stitching and doing sashiko stitching. And I also brought back a whole bunch of Japanese newspapers that I also dyed indigo. And I started creating a whole new series based on experiences in Japan called Shibuya. And one of the, you can even get a laugh out of this, the top I'm wearing today, I dyed this in Japan. And I also made these little patches on my sleeves from Katazomi stencils that I created for my own designs, and cut and pasted them, and then we dyed them at a special dyer shop in Tokyo. And I went back and sashiko sewed these so you can see the back as well. So I thought, since I have a lot of blue in this series and I like indigo so much, I would do some of these pieces dressed in indigo. So we're now going to go on to our final piece. And again, I don't want to tie up too much, but I just thought it's a nice thing to have a drink and look at some artwork in the beauty of your home, and you don't have to go anywhere, but you can see what other artists are doing. So my last piece today is called Indigo Blues. I think it's appropriate with what I'm wearing. And again, it's acrylic paint that is sprayed. It's first layered onto the canvas. I then wet the canvas with water, alcohol, let it dry. Then I'm going back in and I'm applying polyurethane before I put more color in. So I'm using a breakup of colors to create some unusual effects. And this one morphed several times. First it had one pattern which I really liked, and I wished in 50-50 hindsight I'd gone back and left it. Then I started stylizing it a little more Japanese, and it got too realistic, and I said, no, I didn't like that either. So then I went back and added some more and some more color, and added some white. You can see it here. I let it dribble down the front of the painting. So to enhance it a little bit, I went back with some colored pencils, some indigo pencils, black pencils. I wanted to create some different marks on the canvas to break up the monotony of having too much of the same process. And again, I carried it over to the sides, and you can see here again where I signed it. And it's all wired ready to hang, but you can also put it in a frame. And we have that. And let's see, we're gonna have to just check the price on this one because my mind is not always remembering everything. But this one measures 36 inches tall by 24 inches wide, and I forgot to mention the other ones. I'll go back to them in a minute. And it's gonna be $750 after the sale, and before it goes on my website. Today it'll be on sale. I find myself again. I'm sorry. It will be. Oh my goodness. Okay, it will be $525, and I think for something that's very different, you will enjoy it in your home. And what's fun about when you go on the website, you can look at the painting virtually and see how it looks in a living room or a bedroom or an office, because that's the beauty of going on my website, because I do have them showing in a situation where you can see the room settings. So you can check those out and see what's going on. So again, I think, we're getting close to being done, and I'm just going to mention one more time. That's number 3. This is number 2. And number 2 with Cypress, again, is going today for $850. It's normally $1,100. And you can see that pricing on the landing page of my web page, where you can see the descriptions of these.
And no size.
In the size. And this is 36 inches tall by 48 inches wide. And then going back to number 1, we can have number 1, Mangrove. And Mangrove is 24 inches wide by 48 inches tall. So if you think that's the right thing for you to go home, or if you have any questions, just email me. You can email me at muffyclarkgill.com, or message me on Instagram, and we can arrange for a chat. I'm happy to do visual chats, FaceTime, Facebook Messenger. I'm happy to chat and talk about my work with you. So with that all being done, I want to sign off and say the video will be posted after I'm done, so if you missed any part of this video, you can see it online. It'll be on Instagram as well as Facebook and YouTube. So with that, it's Muffy Clark Gill. It's Muffy Clark Gill and to go back to my website, as my mind is scrambling today, it's mcgilltropicalart.com. And thanks for joining me today. I hope you enjoyed my show. Bye.